But more startling than that was the following. On the 30th of March 2020, Randox received a contract that was not subject to any tendering process at all for 133 million. The contract was for 2.7 million kits. So basically the cost per kit was £49 each. The contract was awarded by the Department of Health and Social Care. It subsequently came to light that a political lobbying company led by, coincidentally, the newly appointed to the House of Lords, Lord Bethell, along with Patterson, along with Hancock, had turned the factory in Antrim. Okay, in the second company, again based in Northern Ireland, this guy Patterson got himself involved with a meat processing producer. Now, in his capacity as an advisor, what the hell he knows about packaged meats is beyond me. He met on behalf of Lynn's Country Foods on 5 separate occasions with the Food Standards Agency, which is responsible for food safety, guys, all right? Official documents subsequently revealed that the FSA, the Food Standards, had complained internally that Patterson and Lynn's were making inaccurate assertions about the outcome of a meeting, and a key theme of pressure from Patterson and Lynn's to agree to their position. And that was that there was no artificial elements, additives in the product that they were selling. In the end, they couldn't buy off the FSA, and the product was labeled correctly as using some E number. Which brings us to what has happened yesterday. Last month, the Common Standards Committee recommended that Mr. Patterson be suspended from the Commons for 30 days following its investigation. But Boris, being the leader of the most corrupt political party that has ever graced the halls of Westminster, turned the whole thing upside down and decided that a new type of committee would be formed to investigate the investigation. Now, never before in the history of the UK Parliament has such a procedure been required. Now, I think here we really need to listen to Angela Rayner, how she reacted to the news. And by the way, I think she was awesome. I've edited out what Boris said because A, it was lies, 2, B, it was BS, and 3, or C, it was just too annoying. So let's listen.
The independent standards process found that a member broke the rules on paid lobbying. Yet we have seen reports that he will respond by scrapping the independent process and overturning its verdict. In no other profession in our country could someone be found guilty by an independent process and just have their mates vote them back into the job. Let me put this to him simply. If it was a police officer, a teacher, a doctor, we would expect the independent process to be followed and not changed after the verdict. It's one rule for them and one rule for the rest of us. Mr. Speaker, when a Conservative member was found guilty of sexual harassment but let off on a loophole, they said the rules couldn't be changed after the event. So they can't change the rules to stop sexual harassment, but they can change the rules to allow cash for access.
Now, I wish to add here that she was absolutely 100% correct, without even the slightest chance of her assertions being effectively contradicted. You see, under the former structure, the Parliamentary Standards Commissioner was overseen by the Committee on Standard, which had, as I said earlier, 14 members, of which only 7 are MPs, including 3 Tories, by the way. The other 7, however, are members of the public with regulatory experience. What Johnson has done, and to which he applied the whip because of the full support of the front bench, including the Leader of the House, the holier-than-thou Etonian numpty Jacob Rees-Mogg, was to load the base in such a manner that Patterson, Hancock, which would have come up, along with the rest of the numpty liars, cheats, charlatans, will get away with this every time they do it. The next time such things happen, it'll just be swept under the carpet, because Johnson has basically ripped up the manual on how to behave ethically as an MP without consequences, while also providing a get out of jail free card with the expressly implied permission to carry on what you were doing, as the fix is now in. And the fix happened like this. Dame Andrea Leadsom, she's the Muppet, the former leader of the House, who was telling Pascal Lamy pre-Brexit that he didn't know what he was talking about when it came to trade, him being the former head of the WTO. Now, she proposed an amendment to the Patterson motion, you ready for this, which called for a new chair, for a new body to be chaired by the Tory MP John Whittingdale, okay, with a Conservative majority to decide whether to change the current system. Now, the new committee will be made up of 5 Tory MPs, including Whittingdale, 3 Labour and 1 SNP. Okay, so the chair will have a casting vote. In other words, it's a crock of crap, and it plays 6 Conservative against 4 from everybody else. They can't lose. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate the support. See you on the flip side. Get it out there, get it shared. Get these guys out. Take care.